Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So today we're going to check out some gear which is collapsible, foldable, rollable, and very portable. Let's get to it. Alright, so some of this gear is going to be a fail and some of it is going to be a pass. Let's talk about Exhibit A for a second. Alright, so first up is a product which goes by a variety of different names. There's probably as many companies selling this as there are units that have been sold. And of course, they all originate from the same factory somewhere in the wonderful land of China. Now, what it is a telescoping portable stool. I would probably call it the Porta-Stump if I could give it a name. As you can see, it's a very sturdy device which can, as they claim, hold up to 300 pounds, I do believe, or 287 pounds. As you can see here, it is adjustable to varying heights. And as you can see, for the most part, it was very durable. I was sitting on it. I was using it in winter when it was very cold, so the polyamide plastic that it's made out of was quite durable. However, I did run into a few snags on the last day of shooting this video. As you can see here, I stood on it, probably with all my gear on there. I'm about 210 pounds. Stood on it, no problem. And after I did this stand-up test, as you can see here, I went to eat my lunch and I sat on it. I must have sat on it the wrong way or something. It was maybe the weight wasn't distributed properly. But one of those 120 pieces that comprises the unit broke, and that set off a chain reaction. I tried to fix that one, but I'm pretty sure these things are built systematically from the ground up, and as such, it's very difficult to put back together. Probably still could put it back together if I had the patience to do so, but because of that incident, I'm probably going to have to give it a fail. But up until that point, I was very impressed with the unit, and I was ready to give it a positive review up until that happened. Now, if you go on Amazon, there are thousands of positive reviews of this item. So I guess there's a lot of people who haven't had this experience, or there's just a lot of people who are given a free product to review, so they reviewed it positively. That's always a possibility when you're shopping on Amazon. Up next, we're going to talk about some portable grills. So this one that you're seeing here, this is the Grilliput portable grill. It's a tube-like grill system. Everything is self-contained. It's basically a portable grill that fits inside this aluminum tube, which itself is part of the grill. So it expands out to basically what you see here. It's comprised of the two sides, the grill rods, and then the little legs. And it's a little bit finicky to put together at first because there's not enough directional arrows showing you, which way everything goes, so you might screw it up a few times. But once you get it, it's actually a versatile unit, and I like it because it keeps stuff well off the ground, and there's a lot of room for your fire underneath. Now, this other item here is the Aeril portable grill by Primus. I would say it's built a lot more heavy duty, and it's going to last a lot longer, and it does sit higher, but the clearance is around the same. But it's definitely a more durable build that I think is probably going to last you a lot longer. It's much easier to set up and take down, not as lightweight, and is going to take up more room in your pack, but both of these are really good options. The Primus grill would be better for winter camping because it's much easier to set up and take down. And the Grilliput would be better for summer because it's more lightweight and there is a bit more to the setup and takedown. And with cold fingers, I think the Grilliput would be a little bit too much of a pain in the ass to put together in wintertime. So if you live in a predominantly warm environment and you don't mind taking the 5 minutes to set up the Grilliput, then that one's probably for you. If not, get the Aeril. Just want to say I picked up a pair of these Viking Thermo Max Grip gloves, and they really come in handy around the campfire. They're made of a very thick fire retardant material, which is great for handling campfire tools. It'll save your hands from getting burned or being covered in soot. Now, up next is this collapsible kettle. Now, finding cookware that can be collapsed is very difficult. There is this thing called the bear bowl that we've reviewed on this channel before. I kind of have mixed opinions about that. Unfortunately, the heat dissipates rather quickly because you want to have some sort of covering or lid on the pot that you're using to prevent the heat from the water from escaping so that it can reach a boil faster, so you don't have to use as much wood. There's also problems using the bare bowl on an open fire unless you're using something like a Firebox stove where it's smaller and more contained, with flames going around the sides and actually starting to melting the folding material that they use. I personally have retired my bare bowl for those reasons. I've messaged the manufacturer about ways that they can go about fixing this problem, but they've yet to respond to me. I've had pretty good success with this kettle. It has a stainless steel bottom, and the body of it, like the body of most of these collapsible cookwares, is made of silicone. So you don't have to worry about it melting. However, with the silicone, you do have to worry about the heat dissipating a little bit faster, meaning it may take you a little bit longer to boil water, but it actually works pretty good, and I, for the most part, would give it a pass. Now, where you're going to get failure with something like this is where the metal meets the silicone. I haven't had this problem happen yet, but I imagine that if there is going to be a point of failure with this product, it's going to be either in the bends of the silicone or where the silicone meets the metal. If you want a collapsible system which is going to be compatible with your multi-fuel camp stoves, check out this GSI Compressable Pot. There are air channels around the bottom so that this will be compatible with those types of portable multi-fuel stoves. You can use this on a grill, but you don't want those flames making too much direct contact with the silicone. They can make direct contact with it in limited amounts, but I wouldn't recommend sustained exposure to the flame. Now, up next is an item that I've reviewed on this channel before. This is the Ultralight Titanium Wood Stove by Winnerwell. This is an incredibly lightweight stove, coming in at just under 4 pounds. The dimensions when folded are 15 by 9 by 2 inches. It is by far the most durable, compactable, and lightweight wood stove that you can buy. And a wood stove is absolutely essential for extended winter camping because it's basically going to be the heart of your campsite. It's going to be what keeps you alive. Now, because it's lightweight, it requires a bit more love and care, but it will keep you alive. And when compared to other wood stoves, which can weigh typically over 20 pounds, it's going to save a lot of room in your pack for other vital things. But just be warned that this lightweight titanium does dispense heat a lot faster, and it's not going to retain that heat that long once the fire dies down. So if you want more information, go check out my extended review on the product here. Up next is this Luminade inflatable lantern. It is foldable, it is compressible, and you'll find that when you are camping or doing any outdoor stuff at night, typically the most used light systems are going to be lanterns and headlamps. This is great because you can hang it outside during the day and it's going to supply you with light for several hours out of the night, and it's also USB rechargeable. This has been around for many years. It's got some really good reviews, so I would strongly recommend it. Up next is a luxury item when you're out in the wilderness. Now, you could easily just go and find a piece of wood or a log and you could use that as your table, but sometimes having a nice even flat cutting surface and even just a table to put stuff out on so you can keep your stuff organized is nice to have out there in the field. And this is an ultralight folding table by GSI. I've used this on several occasions. It does actually come in very handy around a campsite. Sometimes just having a flat, clean surface to put stuff on is really nice to have. Not essential, just helpful. And as you can see here, you can use it as an eating tray. So I find this item to be very useful. Up next is a collapsible water storage system. This is the Platypus by Cascade Designs. Now, I like this item primarily because of the wide mouth Ziploc. You can easily fill it from a body of water, and it is going to be compatible with various gravity water filtration systems that you can buy separately. It's a really great way to store water and not have to pack a big jug or carry a big water jug on the way out, so it really doesn't take up any weight at all. And if you are drinking from a fresh water source which is clean and you don't have to worry about filtration, well, that's a bonus there. Or if you're just boiling it, or if you're using chemical purification methods, this is a great way to quickly get water and not have to stand there by the creek, getting chewed on by mosquitoes, submerging something like you see here. So the refill rate on it's going to be really fast from a natural water source. Now up next is another glamping item. These are portable chairs. Now portable chairs have been around for a long time, obviously, but this is kind of a newer model which has hit the market. Once again, goes by a variety of different names. There's all sorts of knockoffs, but it's just a newer design which is smaller, more compact, very lightweight. It's basically held together by a variety of shock cords. It takes about a minute to assemble, and what I like about it is that it keeps you low to the ground, so it's great around a campfire where you're usually, reaching to the ground for stuff. The only gripe I have with the chair is that if you use it too much over a prolonged period of time, it'll be very difficult for you to separate the aluminum rods which are held together by the shock cord. This is very challenging in winter time, and there's been times when I've been winter camping with this thing where I've had to pack it out in its expanded form because the poles got stuck. But by and large, it does what it says it does. Up next is this Yuko Mini Flat Pack Fire Pit and Grill. Now this does come in two sizes. It comes in the size shown here, which is 9 by 7 inches, and it also comes in a larger 13 by 10 inches. Now, a lot of people like this. It's got some really great reviews, but compared to the items that I reviewed earlier, there are some limitations. For starters, you kind of have to get your fire going before you put the grill on and start cooking your food. They give you this little tool which allows you to remove the grill to access the fire so that you can keep adding fuel, but it's kind of a pain that there's no way to quickly feed the fire through the sides or anything like that. The good thing about it is that it does keep the fire off the ground, so if you are in a place where there are fire restrictions, this is a great item to have in that circumstance. You can keep your fire off the ground. It'll give you a reasonable sized grill to cook your food on. I would say the mini would be sufficient for one person or two people maybe, and you get the larger one if you're camping with more people than that, so that you could maybe get 2 pots on there. It is incredibly lightweight, and I would recommend this for somebody who is in a very wet climate where it was hard to find dry ground to start a fire. Now up next is a very serious glamping item. This is the Camco roll-up table. Now it's very essential that you set this thing up the right way. As you can see what I'm doing here, I flip the legs back around. See, most people, they don't do that, and they go and they complain on Amazon that their table was improperly manufactured. It wasn't. They just set it up wrong. So make sure you fold the legs back like I'm doing here if you get this product in order to set it up properly. It took me a while to figure that out, but it's actually a really nice luxury to have something like this, a nice stable platform which is very lightweight, especially if you want to do prolonged winter camping. Now obviously you're only going to be able to haul something out like this if you have a sled or an ATV, or maybe you're camping not too far for your vehicle. But if you want to have some normalcy out in the wilderness and you want to save some space, then this table is definitely a good idea. It's not going to support a lot of weight. I certainly wouldn't put more than maybe between 75 pounds to 100 pounds evenly distributed on there, but it's also going to depend on the type of ground that you're on. But it's a fairly sturdy design, and if anything, I hope this gives you some ideas for a lot of the different collapsible, foldable, rollable, and portable gear that is currently available for camping and off-grid purposes. I want to give an honorable mention here to an item I've reviewed many times on the channel before, and that's the flat folding Firebox Stove. This thing is built like a tank, it's going to last you forever, and I think this should be a staple in any preppers, survivalists, or camping enthusiasts outdoor kit. I'll post links to all of this stuff in the description. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. Canadian Prepper out. The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, your one-stop shop for premium, high-quality, brand-name products that have been tried and tested by myself and other YouTube gear reviewers. My subscribers save 10% off by using the coupon code SURVIVALPREPPER. All one word in all caps.